What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video here on Jetty to Jetstream Vlogs. And today I figured we could make a cruise ship review here aboard my recent cruise on Royal Caribbean's Star of the Seas. So sit back, relax, and I hope you guys enjoy the video and enjoy the cruise ship review on the world's largest cruise ship. Alright, everyone, let's take a quick look at the embarkation process here. So the embarkation process was very quick and very easy. It looked very crowded in the terminal. Yes, that was expected considering this ship holds 10,000 people, passengers and crew-wise. But the embarkation process was very quick. I think from the time from the front to the ship was about 15 minutes, which was pretty convenient. Once we did get on board the ship, we went straight to the Windjammer, which I was blown away by. It was a lot more food options than I have seen than any other Royal Caribbean ship I have sailed on, which was pretty awesome. And the food on board was pretty good. I think the only food item I ate was base camp. That was the only one I didn't so much care for. I thought that was a little overrated. It wasn't as good as I had anticipated, but it was a good burger. It was good for what it was. Now let's move on to talk about the ship itself. So the ship itself was pretty nice. I did not feel like I got lost at all. The cruise ship to me feels like an Oasis class and a Quantum class built together. I say this because the Quantum class because of the design of the ship on the exterior, and the Oasis class because, there's still your Central Park and your boardwalk, but it's called Surfside here on the Icon class. So that will include Icon of the Seas, Star of the Seas, upcoming Legend and Hero of the Seas coming up here. But that is why I think those two ships felt kind of like those two classes ships. So it felt like right at home there, and I didn't feel like I was on a completely different cruise ship the entire time. And I saw some similarities between the Icon class and the Oasis class, and a couple similarities to the Quantum class also. Alright, now I feel like I must touch on this subject here because I feel like it's not talked about enough. So there is laser tag on board for those who are wondering. Yes, there is laser tag on board. I'm not going to say what the theme is because I don't want to spoil it for those who are upcoming on the Star of the Seas, and I don't want to spoil it for nobody. But if you were looking for that and you were going to ask that question or whatever it's called, there is laser tag on board. It's in the ice rink by Inside Playmakers on deck 6, I think, aft. I know it's right below Surfside, so I think it's either deck 5 or deck 6. I don't remember exactly which deck it was, but it was one of those two decks for those who were looking for it, and they have a upcoming cruise on Star of the Seas. I think the only complaint I would really have about this ship is the GoPro policy. Is that my plan was to record water slide footage for you guys, but I was not allowed to bring a GoPro or anything or my iPhone onto the slide, so I do apologize for the lack of water slide footage. It just is nothing that I could control, but I was planning on recording for you guys on that. But let me also say that I do respect Royal Caribbean's reason why. I guess they probably don't want any loose camera particles or nothing that could damage the slide or other people or anything like that. So I do respect the policy on why it's there. But it does suck because I was planning to do that, but it's all good. Okay, I digress now. All right, moving on from that. For my cruise ship nerds, the ship handles the waves very well. If you guys saw my day 3 video, we had 10-foot waves pretty much from the early afternoon all the way basically till we got to Cozumel. So if you are prone to seasickness or get seasick very easily and you are cruising on this ship very soon or in the future, you do not have to worry about that because this ship takes those waves in her stride. She handles them very well and you barely feel them moving. You did feel the ship move a little bit, but nothing drastic at all. But back to the water slides, I didn't really say how I felt about them. The water slides were pretty fun. For those who don't know, you do not have to pay additional to do Thrill Island like you do have to do the water park in Coco Cay on Thrill Island. It is included with your cruise fare. So all you have to do is head up to the very top, deck 16 aft, and you have 6 water slides to choose from at the Category 6 water park. Let me also say a huge shout out to the crew members here on board. The crew members here on Star of the Seas were fantastic. The service was great. They were very nice. Crew members having a great time anywhere on the ship, no matter what time of the day it was. And they were just fantastic to all of us, and it was a great time, and they truly made the cruise experience better for us. So shout out to the crew members on Star of the Seas. They made the cruise better for hopefully not just us, but everyone else on board. So the service on the ship is great, so you guys don't have to worry about bad service, hopefully. But from what we had really great service from all the crew members, the dining room staff, and everybody was just friendly and was having a good time on the Western Caribbean cruise. Now, I know 7,600 passengers sounds like a lot, which it is, but the ship is spaced out so well. Most of the time, it did not really feel like there was 7,600 guests here on board. Even the water slide lines were not long at all. Like, the weather was on and off if you saw the cruise vlogs, yes, but even when it was sunny, the water slides and the lines for most things were not really that long. The bars, they were a little crowded, but that was to be expected. But other than that, the ship was very well spaced out. And the very last topic we're going to talk about before wrapping up here is the Back to the Future show. So the Back to the Future show was really good. It is a very long show. It is a Broadway musical. The show was about an hour and 50 minutes long here on the ship, but I think the real musical is about 2.5 hours. So a little comparison there for those who didn't know. But the show was pretty good. It is lengthy, so prepare to see a long show, but it is a very nice show. I do recommend you guys seeing it. But it is going to wrap up the cruise ship review. I do recommend Star of the Seas 10 out of 10 on my rating in my review. I recommend you guys sail on Star of the Seas or her sister ships Icon of the Seas sailing from Miami, or Legend of the Seas coming out this August, or Hero of the Seas sailing from Miami next summer of 2027. My name is Dante from Jetty to Jetstream Vlogs, and I will see you guys in the next video. See you later, everyone.